what I'd like to do is share with you the steps to change or how to acquire a new skill or habit. It's familiar with most professional trainers. My screen is going to be the opposite of your book. So the first step, the first stage of acquiring a new skill or habit is called unconscious incompetence. Unconscious incompetence. Again, it's at the bottom of your book. Unconscious incompetence. That's when we don't know how much it costs us to not do what we don't know we should be doing. And if you're looking for one word, write down ignorance. So at the very bottom of page 2, fill in the blank, ignorance. And folks, ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is fewer choices. The person with the most choices wins. Matter of fact, do me a favor, write that down underneath the word ignorance. The person with the most choices wins. If we have more choices than our customer, we will competently and confidently be able to guide them through the entire buying process. On the other hand, if the customer has more choices than we do, we will always be chasing our tail. Always. The second stage of acquiring a new skill or habit is called conscious incompetence. That's when we first realize how much it's been costing us to not do what we now know we probably should have been doing all along.
You skipped ahead a little bit there.
Oh, thanks. If you're looking to fill in one word, fill in exposure. Being exposed to a new idea or a new concept. Now, some of us fail here because change requires effort, so we're a little resistant. That's why we're creatures of habit. Oftentimes we will dismiss an idea just offhand, or sometimes we'll actually attack the person who's sharing the idea with us. I make more money than she does, why should I listen to her? Or that may work in Memphis, but Seattle's a different market. Be careful of that. The third stage of acquiring a new skill or habit is called conscious competence. That's where we struggle to master what we now know we should have been doing all along. That's where we go through the strangeness and the stiffness of trying something new. And this is where most adults fail, by the way. Most adults, because we're so ego-driven, God forbid we'd look foolish. God forbid we might be wrong about something or look silly. And so we'll try something new 2, maybe 3 times, and if we don't meet with immediate success, we start to make excuses to save face. Yeah, sure, that works over in an Audi store, but my Toyota customer is a different demographic. It doesn't work. Or, here's my favorite. Michael, I tried it, but it just wasn't me. Well, make it you, bonehead, is what I want to say. Of course, I never say it. But with patience and persistence and practice, we'll get to the last stage of learning, which is called unconscious competence. Oh, by the way, if you're looking to fill in the blank, fill in learning. And please note, in order for learning to occur, information must be acted on. Otherwise, learning rarely occurs. About 13% of the general population can read a book or listen to some guy talk and actually assimilate the information adequately enough to change their behavior. Most of us cannot learn that way. We need to not only be exposed to new ideas, but we've got to witness it in action, done right and wrong. If it's something we already think we know how to do, we need contrast to gain leverage to change our behavior. And then in a safe environment, we've got to try it on again and again and again, making small adjustments until it becomes ours. Otherwise, learning doesn't occur. That's why when I'm talking to managers, if you're looking to train and you want to make sure that your training is effective, the rest of the dealership needs to know your training. It needs to be loud. It needs to be ruckus. You need to hear laughter. You need to hear clapping. It needs to be loud. If you're not busting a sweat, you're probably not learning. Now, so if you're looking for the last fill in mastery. So here are the 4 stages. First stage is ignorance. The second is exposure, becoming aware of a new idea, a new approach, a new close. The third is learning, where we go through the effort of mastering a new technique. And then the last stage of acquiring a new skill or habit is mastery. Don't even have to think about it anymore. It's just part of our standard operating procedure.